motion to the pledge.
I think it's probably good to put on those go over this agenda today, and let the right decisions for taxpayers of Limestone County. That you look over our country. And so it's not
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag, freedom to use the Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Okay, thank you very much. Just let the roll call show for the record that all commissioners are present, except for Stephen Friday, who couldn't make it today. We're going to go to item 5, discuss take action to reconsider the bids received for the fairground tractor and drag. I think the first thing that we could probably do without much fanfare is to go ahead and probably approve the one bid that we did get in on the drag. Does anyone have a problem with approving the one bid on the drag that we got in? If not, we can just go ahead and get that one set aside. If you want to make a motion on that, I'm ready to do that. Okay, second. Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We'll go ahead and accept that bid with $500. Now, the next thing that happened is one of the things that I think we owe the citizens of Limestone County is that when we do go out for bids for things that if we were to get a bid in that maybe we was undervalued, and I think in the future we may even start evaluating this stuff before we go out for bid, and even put possibly a minimum on it. But I know we got one bid in. It was, in my opinion, in the opinion of people that are in the know, a little bit light. And so the thoughts were we would probably go back out for bid. However, a lot of things have transpired since then. Today, I think we have an option of doing two things. Number one, or maybe more than two things, but at least one of the two things is that we rebid this tractor and the one drag that we have. We've actually still got 3 drags. If we buy the new one, we'll have 3 drags, right? Or we'll have 4 then.
Well, it depends on what happens with the one we got from the Grace.
Okay. Now let me just tell y'all, I did talk to Penny Gray this morning. She's in favor of us selling that drag, possibly, or they may take it back and they'll sell it, trade it in or whatever, but there's no sense in letting that one donated drag just sit there. My recommendation is that we go ahead and sell. I recommend that we sell the arena. We keep the Arena Works drag. That's the one I think we keep, and we buy the new one. That means that we would sell that 7-foot Black Widow, and possibly the one for Penny on Gray. But I think the question we have this morning is whether or not we want to go out for bids on that tractor again, or if we want to allow a local auctioneer to just auction it off. That's where we're at this point in time in my opinion.
Judge, I'll make a motion. After investigating the value of that tractor through the appraiser and also through Jerry Kennedy, I'm gonna make a motion that we put the tractor with Jerry Lee Kennedy auctions for sale, along with the 7-foot Widow drag, and to add the Gray's drag after they give us permission to sell it to the same, to the Kennedy.
Let me ask you this, and we do have a motion. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a second of that, and I want to have some discussion. Do we have a motion to do that?
So this is to sell all 3 together or separate?
It would be to sell, no, but they all would be separate. I would put them with Kennedy's, the tractor,
And
the
whatever.
7-foot drag, and then if the Grays give us permission, their drag also. All of the
All right, I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Now let's talk about some discussion real quick, guys. I don't want it to happen what's happened. Do we want to put a reserve?
We can.
Yes. I hate to let that Black Widow drag go we gave $5,500 for it about a year and a half ago, if I remember right. Is that right, Ken? $5,300. I hate to see that thing go for $500.
Right.
And then the tractor, I think even the tractor, I know that there's no reason to think we couldn't put a reserve of 6,000 on that tractor.
I put 7,000.
Yeah, so that's what I think they do.
I put 7, so that way if it sells for 7.
Let's do 7 and at least 3,500 on that drag, you know what I mean? Go ahead, Ken.
Can I say something? Sure. What happens to the 8-foot arena works drag?
We're gonna stay there,
We're gonna keep it.
because that's all you're gonna have, is that one in the new one.
That's your backup. Is that not
The
your backup?
8-foot arena works is the one we're gonna keep.
Correct.
I'm sitting here asking you, that's our backup. What's our backup right now? What's our backup right this minute?
Well, either
Right this minute, what's our backup?
that one,
So is it not still gonna be good enough for a backup later?
yes, sir. If we sell this, see, it's gonna take about 3 or 4 weeks to get this new black wood in. If we sell this black widow, then, you know, I'm back down to using this one until then, and we got a barrel race right.
Which one do you use every day?
The black widow,
7 or 8?
sir,
7 foot or 8 foot?
the 7-foot.
No, he only got one black widow right
Yeah,
now.
one black widow.
Well, they both options, okay. Okay, you're gonna purchase an 8 footer, it's a 7 footer. If you only had one drag down there right now, you didn't have any other drag, you had drag, which one would you drag?
The black widow.
Okay, that's the one you wanna keep then,
Yes, sir.
okay?
But we're buying a new black widow.
I just want one, I don't care if it's 1 or 2, I just want a black widow, because they're the best. They
But
work so
you're
much
getting
better.
you're getting a brand new black widow.
I know, but
So you're gonna have 2 black widows when we get through.
correct, I don't know which way you go with this.
We'll have about $14,000 in black widows down here. $5,000 just being sitting there. And you said yourself that in your, how many years you've been here?
Well,
You've been here 12 years and you've needed to back up 3 times in 12 years. Did you tell me that, Kenny?
Okay, now you got me confused. Right now, okay, the one with Chris Rand is gone.
Right.
So you have a 7 foot black widow, the one Gray donated, and then the other one that we're putting up for auction today. Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay.
So I think we're confusing that.
Let's go back to the original guys, so y'all know. Y'all may not know this. Kenneth comes to me and says he needs a better black widow, right, Kenneth? Stop me if I say anything wrong. You wanted the bigger, better, the separated teeth. You wanted that, correct?
Yes.
It'd be better. But the tractor that we had probably wouldn't pull it properly. Am I still online? So I said, okay, let's get the new black widow. And then you also told me at that same point in time that the dealer you're talking with said we could almost get as much for that one black widow as what we're gonna pay for the new one. Sounds good, let's go with that then. So we buy a new tractor and now we're gonna buy a new black widow, but you want to keep the one black widow as a spare. I guess that's up to you guys if y'all wanna do that.
Is the third one down there, 7 foot black widow, the grays, is the other one a black widow also?
No, it's
No.
You got it right here, Bobby. You know,
It's the
Yeah, I see it.
8-foot works.
the arena works. It's our backup right now that's working as our backup right now.
So we're gonna sell the arena works one?
That's what he wants to do and keep the black widows. That way you have 2 black widows down there.
Well, it's either that or we're gonna have an 8-foot arena works and a black widow, correct?
Yes, that's right. You'll have exactly what you've got right now, except you'll have a better black widow.
How much did we pay originally for the current 7 foot black widow?
$5,300.
$5,300.
But the one we're gonna sell is the arena works.
Yeah.
And we didn't give that much, so the reserve of 3,500 might be too much on that.
On the 7 foot black widow, 3,500 would be. We got 5,300 less than a year and a half ago.
I just don't want us to give away whatever we do on that 7-foot Black Widow. We need to make sure.
7 foot, we got it in 2018.
But when in 2018? It was
September,
August, right here, August.
yeah, check was cut September 4.
2, close to 3 years now. All right, whatever y'all wanna do, this has turned into the biggest,
And then I show, because I did some, in 2010, we got a reveal 4-in-1 unit.
That's the grades.
This-
That's the grades.
Okay, well, we paid for it. We bought it from DJ Reveal and we cut them a check for $5,629.
They paid $5,000, we paid the freight, which was $200.
Okay, so they paid us the money and we
They wrote
just
a
cut
check
DJ
for
Reveal for the full
$5,000,
amount.
I remember.
but the grades we can take off the table right now.
It's right, because we don't even know if that.
We're just trying to see, we're wanting to decide, do we want a better reserve than what you've got? If you want to keep a better reserve out there, we'll keep the 7-foot Black Widow. If you want to keep with the arena works, then we'll get rid of that 7-foot.
What is the arena works, was it worth $500 if we sell it? Or is it gonna
Well,
be
no, it should bring more than that. It's a better drag than that. You know, it's. I see them advertise those kind of drags that bring anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500.
I think we should sell the 7-foot black.
Yeah, that's my motion. My motion was to sell the tractor with Jerry Lee Kennedy and the, Black Widow 7-footer,
Put a minimum on it.
put a minimum of 3,000, 3,500. What you think? You don't think 3 would be enough on that, Judge? A minimum of 3 be enough?
I would think so.
Okay, put a minimum of 3,000 on it. And I include the grades in the motion to sell after we obtain their permission.
Okay,
That's my motion, and I think that's what Bill Sadler said.
Bill David, we have a motion for 7,000 reserve and a reserve for 3,000 on the Black Widow. Do you want us to keep that second?
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay.
And the grades.
Oh, and raise still that if they get your permission.
With permission.
That's,
I'll second that.
well, actually, Bill David, you're seconding the grades also, right? That if they give that to us, if we want to sell it.
Right.
If they're okay with selling it, that's fine. Okay, we do have a motion to second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, there's a motion to adjourn.
So,
And second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Thank y'all very much. We got that put together.
Well, you'll actually have to make a good to the treasurer. Yes, so that she can get the receipt, because I can keep the receipt. And just hang up the ones.
Do that today.
If you wanted to, he can wait till we send him his letter saying that he's been approved, whatever he wants to do.